The most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
President Joe Biden didn't mince any words when it comes to white supremacy. It's a subject that's impacted Americans from coast to coast. In fact, last week, a jury recommended a dusty-ass white supremacist in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting be sentenced to death. In 2018, the dirty bastard killed 11 innocent members of the Tree of Life synagogue, critically hurting 2 more people and injuring 5 police officers. This is not an isolated incident. Now, the Southern Poverty Law Center tracks hate groups in America. It says there are more than 100 white nationalist chapters in the U.S. in 2022. That's actually down from a historic high of 155 just before the pandemic. Here in Texas, there are 10 hate groups recognized by the center. As of 2024, now presidential elections get closer, many worry there will be more violence by some of these groups that are out there. The conversation continues with Apostle Claver Kamal Imani, Todd Smith, and Steph Schaffner. Guys, the topic is white supremacy the greatest threat to democracy? Let's begin with you, Claver.
No, it is not. I'm going to say this, and I want to tell a personal story. First of all, the greatest threat to democracy in our constitutional republic is a government that has overrun its constitutional borders. The United States of America is not sick with systemic white supremacy. Maybe a half a century ago, definitely a century ago, there's no question about it. I am a black man who grew up in Beaumont, Texas, and I own property in Vidor, Texas, okay?
Yeah.
I own property for sale, by the way. Vidor, Texas is integrated. I wish people and I wish the Democrat Party would stop insulting Americans that have done a wonderful job in exorcising the demon of white supremacy from our society. Stop insulting Texans. Stop insulting citizens of this region of Houston. I love this city, the most racially diverse city on the planet, and we get along. And
right, let's bring in Todd. Todd, your thoughts about this?
I disagree, because when I think about a threat to democracy, I think about January 6th. I think about the nooses being hung for Mike Pence. I think about the Confederate flags being walked up and down the Capitol. I don't believe that people get riled up just because the economy was good and they want Donald Trump to be president. I think to stay in office, I think Donald Trump represented something for a large portion of society. Whenever there's black progress in America, there's always white pushback. Think about all of the black progress politically after the Civil War. All the black people,
many have questioned just the slogan, "Make America Great Again."
I look at that.
That's a time where
black people were what? Riding on the back of the bus enslaved. When was that? When I look at "Make America Great Again" as "Make America Hate Again" or "Make America White Again." You don't have to say it. Look at Donald Trump. When Donald Trump gave rallies in 2016, in a lot of those counties, hate crimes went up 200% in comparison to similar counties that did not have rallies. When I look at that, I look at that vitriol, I look at that anger, I look at that cult-like following, and I think that we want to go back to yesteryear. We want to go back to...
All right, let's hear from Steph. Your thoughts on this?
Okay, well, first of all, anything coming out of bumbling Biden's mouth where he doesn't know his ass from the hole of ground is just comical. First of all, white supremacy, the word supremacy is when somebody feels that they're above someone else. And at this day and age, nobody's above anybody else. Nobody is better than anybody else. Like he was saying, systemic racism has got to stop. People need to stop. What the government is doing is they're playing the divide and conquer game. They're the ones that are pushing the narrative, and people are actually fed up with it. So, you know.
My thing about this, Steph, I agree with you. Nobody is above anybody. That's what white supremacy was. Nobody's ever been above anybody, but a lot of people thought they were and think they are because of the skin color. That's what white supremacy is.
It's people like the things that are coming out of Biden's mouth in order to put that in their mind.
So check this out. But check this out. Check this out.
If white supremacy was in full effect, we would not be on this sound stage right now. Isaiah Carey would not have a program
no, that's not
right
true.
now.
That's not true.
That was white supremacy.
Didn't Diane Carroll have Julia in the 60s and black people were still fighting for their rights?
But we're
didn't
not in the 60s anymore.
But he said Isaiah wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for white supremacy. Nat King Cole had a show in the 50s.
We have had a black president. Our current vice president
is a black woman.
It's not systemic.
Bro, it is systemic.
individuals that are white supremacists, if there are groups
go to a
that
bank
are
and
white
apply for a loan
supremacists,
for a house
but to
and
say,
see if you get charged higher interest rates than a white person.
But to say that
racism, brother.
America
This
is
is-
white
come on, dude.
supremacist,
Come on,
no.
Come on, dude. Come
My
on,
hands
Blake.
are up.
Come on, Blake. Come on, bro.
We'll be back. Sorry we have to end this. That's just the way it works.